Welcome back, everybody. Oh, I am so overexposed right now. Wow. Basically, today we're going to be going through, as you guys can see, mountain passes. And I'm just going to put this up on the screen so you guys can see what we're doing. This is something different. This is something unique. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm doing all of this on autopilot. As you guys can tell, I set the speed to, well, the speed limit. And we're going to let autopilot do its thing. Now, here's the thing. In these mountain passes, although there's a lot of beautiful things for you guys to see, one thing that you will see is there's a lot of winding roads. So it literally goes like that. And there's a lot of sharp turns, there's a lot of wide turns. I really need to adjust this camera. There we go. So, and with those kind of turns, you have a lot of issues. Ooh, I want to, is this biker going to show up? No, it didn't show up. Okay. So, one of the cool parts is the new version 9 update kind of gives the car a lot more stability, as far as I can tell, when it comes to autopilot. So I'm going to give you guys a little warning right now. This is probably going to end up being something like a 30-minute video. And the key reason for that is because I really want you guys to see what the car is capable of on something like this. And I'm going to walk you guys through what's happening and why all these things are important. And on top of it, I've done this trip on numerous times with the previous autopilot, and I'll tell you right now, there are a number of areas where the autopilot simply had a hard time taking the turns and doing all those type of things. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit more of a bigger test in the sense, because going through the mountain passes, there's a lot of, well, first of all, it's a lot of beauty. I hope you guys are going to enjoy the scenery. If nothing else, we are basically going from Vancouver. Well, we already exited Vancouver, but we're going from Vancouver to Squamish. That's the one I'm going to. So yeah, we get to see. We really get to see a lot of beautiful roads. Wow, she kind of was a little bit jerky there. I am not sure why, but not too jerky. But I noticed it, and it's a beautiful scenery. This is something, it happens to be a Sunday, so it's actually where I'm expecting a lot more traffic today. But at the same time, it's just a beautiful scenery. It's one of the last, nice days of this week anyway. Starting next week, we're going to have rain. So, give you guys something to really enjoy. I don't even know why I have my glasses on right now because I don't need them. So, oh, there we go. Okay, fine. See, touch the steering wheel. So, yeah. Oh, I'm not sure about this turn. Oh, wow. Okay. So, again, I've done this on autopilot with the previous autopilot pre-version 9, so version 8. And I'll tell you, it was not as much fun as you might think. Mainly because, well, she kept running across the lines. And when I came to a sharp turn, sudden, like especially S-curves like this one, she had a hard time recalibrating really quickly, so I think she just slowed down. Yeah, she slowed down a bit. So it was always a problem, and now you see it's really winding, and she's really taking this properly. So far I'm surprised. I am not sure what to expect, and it's one of the reasons I'm keeping a really close eye on the road. I know this road like I know the back of my hand. I've been on this road since I was a kid. In 2010, they actually rebuilt this road for the 2010 Olympics, which was here. And since then, it's been a pretty cool road. It's been a pretty nice road. Pre-2010, it wasn't as much fun. Now, again, this is why I'm saying I'm bringing it out here, because there's a lot of variations happening out here. And for you guys, visually, it's something nice. And it kind of gives you an idea what your Tesla's, well, that guy just crossed the line, what your Tesla's version 9 is going to do, what your autopilot is going to do. It is one of those things where I really enjoy testing. Oh, wow, okay. I really enjoy testing the technology behind, Tesla and what they're doing, because those mad scientists at Tesla in their Tesla dungeons, working so hard in secret, trying to figure out how they're going to do what they're going to do. They're giving us one heck of a great tech, and this autopilot is handling pretty much everything that's been thrown at it so far through my tests. And I didn't do all the, I didn't record some of the tiny tests, like I said, I will do a city autopilot and kind of give you guys an indication how to use that. If you guys want to see that, please leave me a comment and tell me, because I'm more than happy to do it. Even with the previous version, I had a great deal of fun using autopilot in a city where technically you're not supposed to. I found it to be great. I found it to be very useful. So on top of it, by the way, guys, so I do have the car set for 2 car lengths. Just want to make sure there. Now, as you guys can tell, the traffic ahead of me, I'm basically just following traffic at this point. So this became a 60 zone. Traffic ahead of me is doing a lot more than that because people don't know how to read signs. And so this person ahead of me, for example, is doing 78, and believe it or not, the cars ahead of him, as you guys can see, they're just pulling away. So people have a hard time understanding speed limits. These are really, really tight areas for the car to take these turns, and to me, that's a big thing. These are the areas where I really want to test out the car and see what can and cannot, what can she do or not do. Now, for those of you guys who are noticing, you might notice a little lapse or a little gap in the video. I'm just thinking ahead here because I know for a fact that to sync up the video so you guys kind of get a little bit of a, synchronized look. One of the important parts for me is I have to kind of edit things in and kind of shorten one video by a tiny bit. We're talking like milliseconds, but it puts everything out of sync if I don't do that. So it is a continuous video. This will be a continuous video, so you really get a chance to see what we're doing and how we're doing it. Auto steer apparently has been restricted to 60k an hour, but that's okay. That's fine. This is the other part I really love about this. The auto steer itself, there's a restriction that gets put on really quickly. So now it's 60 is the maximum we can do. I think that's a good thing. If we try and go higher, we still can't. Obviously, this is ticking the cars off behind me, which means that they're going to be passing me pretty soon. It's a big Jeep that's behind me right now. I like this because if I'm not the one paying attention to the speed limit, or if I lose track of that speed limit, it's kind of nice to be able to, well, I guess for the car to do it. It's kind of funny though, because now this Jeep is getting, I'm not even sure, it is a 60 and we are doing 60. So the car does, however, say it's a 50, the speed limit being 50. So I'm not sure why that is. It says maximum 60. We can set it up to 60. Yep. So I'm okay with it. We're technically, well, we are doing a speed limit, which is great. But, people behind me, that guy was making a gesture like, what are you doing? I'm doing the speed limit. They just like, see this guy, they're going too fast for the speed limit. Again, this is a 60 speed limit. I'm simply keeping the speed limit. The car is actually, she will not go faster. Let's see again. Nope. The auto steer will not allow me to go faster than 60. So this is ridiculous in the sense that I'm going to have a lot of cars behind me really, really mad. But everybody's passing me and I don't care. So obviously at slow speeds like this, the autopilot can handle the roads no problem. Look how beautiful that is. So again, slow speed autopilot, easy. I think that's the that's the least amount of problems you're gonna have. Now this is a 70 coming up. Can we increase our speed? The car does not recognize it's a 70 zone, so we will have to kind of help it along a little bit. There we go. There's the motorcycle. I am so curious how that showed up. I think it showed up as a motorcycle. I hope so. There we go. We pulled in. We are still restricted to 70k an hour because it says it's a 60 zone, so the car is restricted to 70. We try and increase the speed, but oh, it let us increase. Okay. So this is, again, the car slowing down and picking up speed on her own. I love this. Oh, this is going to be a little fast. No, maybe not. Oh, that was so close. Okay, so we probably shouldn't be doing that. Let's go down to 70. I believe it's a 70 zone. We can go up as high as 75. Let's leave it at 70. All right. Again, you guys can tell how amazing this is. and it's beautiful. There is such an amazing beauty to all this, to see a car doing this. Now, I'd like to point out that I have not yet taken over the car. I did push the accelerator just to pick up a little bit of speed in that area, that one area. But aside from the actual steering, I haven't done anything. One more little bonus feature here. When you're in autopilot, because we are discussing autopilot, the nagging system is really, it feels like it dropped. It's not as naggy as it used to be, and that's that's a whole separate video, but I figure I should tell you guys that right now. And the other side, the other cool part is now I can just basically put the touch the volume button or any one of the scroll bars, and it will eliminate the nag. Oh, this is fast. Oh, she did it. She did it. Okay, I was ready to take over, but she did it. So yeah, the nagging, with the nagging gone, it makes a huge difference. I'm just wondering if like how cars behind me are like looking at this, because I noticed the white car behind me is like, what is this guy doing? So there is a slight, when it comes to certain turns, I find the car does play a little jerkiness. So I guess if you're behind me, you actually think I'm like a new driver or something. This is an interesting turn again, but it's a nice wide turn. So she doesn't have a problem with these nice wide turns. She has a problem with like the sharper turns. I find that the really hard, sharp turns, especially at speed. So, and this is again like it's nice wide turn, no problem. And she's gonna slow down for this. No, she's maintaining 70. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are gonna see a white Hyundai pass me on my left, because yeah, we're gonna go this way. So pass me on the left mainly because this guy's been behind me for a while now, so I think he's annoyed with me. We just increased the speed to 90 because it is a 90 zone, although there's a turn coming up. Can she do it? Can she do it? Oh, she's doing it. She's doing 90. She's not passing over the line, although that actually technically shows we're on the line. We were not. I was actually looking at this. So we were pretty close to being, close to the white line, but we didn't cross it. So that's good. So far, so good. I'm okay. Although my max speed on the car says that I'm supposed to be doing 60 to 60 zone, as you guys saw, it's not. It is actually a 90 zone. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is actually kind of weird for me because I am doing a lot of talking, and I just realized technically I'm talking to myself, but I've been doing YouTube for quite a few years, and you get used to it. It's well, I don't know if you ever get used to it, but kind of get used to it. You talk to yourself a lot because when you're as a YouTuber, one thing that you learn is that you're never really talking to yourself. You're talking to your audience, the wonderful people that are you guys. And so it really makes a huge difference once you learn that, oh, this turn is gonna be a problem. I think I'm pretty sure this turn is gonna be a problem. Oh wow, she's doing this on 87. The suggested turn speed, I think, for this was 60, and the car took it at 87 on autopilot. So that is quite amazing. I am actually surprised. I really was ready for me to take over. I felt like it was going too fast into that turn. Again, the previous version would never have taken that properly, or he would have asked me to take over. And again, we are reduced to 70k an hour max. I am not sure why. Did I miss a sign? My car says the 60 zone. I'm not sure where. I don't believe it. We entered. Well, hey, you know what? If I see another sign, I'll deal with it. For now, I'll just let it be at 70, and hopefully these people are not going to get too ticked off at me. It is the one thing about autopilot. This is why you kind of take over at times. You don't let the car necessarily do it. I don't know how the car is reading the speeds. I honestly don't think the car reads the actual sign itself. I think it's something to do with the mapping system or with the general area. So I am not sure how that's working, but I do know that for some reason at certain places the speed is simply off of the posted speed. So now we're back up again. So apparently now she allows us to go back up to 90. that was a little bit of a weird thing that she did there. I'm not sure why. So we're doing again 90, but the car says it's a 60 zone. I'm hoping that that's not true, because then we're actually going over the limit. But as you guys can tell, we are being passed. Like, we are just, nobody cares. Wow. And again, guys, you know, and gals, I really hope you understand this is not something that you should be doing unless you really have had a lot of experience with autopilot. And I've spent a lot, it is a 90 zone, okay. I have spent a great deal of time on autopilot. In fact, it was one of my big missions when I got this car, to spend as much time with autopilot as possible. I would say in the real world, especially when I go on trips, in the real world, I drive the car maybe about 30% of the entire trip. As you guys can tell, right now, I have not driven at all on this whole stretch. So one thing I try and tell people is, autopilot, as beautiful as it is and as wonderful as this car is with autopilot, please keep in mind that you do have to, number one, pay attention. Number two, understand what your car can and cannot do. Today I'm a lot more cautious than I normally would be, because this is the first time I'm trying out the version 9 of autopilot, which is a lot more sophisticated from what I can tell. And so I try and encourage everybody, please understand this. Please try and learn learn the tech behind this. I got a motorcycle behind me, and that is a hot motorcycle. That looks awesome. Ooh, this might be a problem. Nope, maybe not. No, she's doing it. She's doing it. Oh my gosh, she did it. Okay, that's great. And the bike behind me is like, I want to go. And I know that feeling, because I actually take the motorcycle out on this road, and this is like motorcycle heaven, this road. There's a lot of cool things you can do. I believe it's a Yamaha R1 or an R6, I can't tell. Alright, so I want him to be able to pass, but I don't have a passing lane coming up anytime soon. And I am restricted to 70k an hour, so he must be choked right now. That is so weird. I'm not sure what happened with the camera there. It just cut out for some reason. But the odd thing is, I got two GoPros, one up there, which you guys are seeing the front view, one on the bottom, and they both cut out almost simultaneously. So I wasn't sure why, but we're back now, so okay, that was weird. Hopefully we didn't lose too much footage. You should know, because there was nothing important there. The motorcycle did pass me. That's about it. So the rest of it, we're back to normal again. Hey, nothing's perfect, man. Nothing's perfect. Oh, this is sharp. So again, this is the beauty about autopilot. And as I was saying, I really hope that I can get it through people's heads that you have to practice. Wow, she's taking this beautifully. I have to say, it's fun watching this, but at the same time, it's very interesting feeling to see how this is gonna handle. Oh, this might be a problem. No, she's slowing down. Ho ho ho! Yes. Oh, all right. Whew. That one worried me a little bit, because it came suddenly into a harder turn. So that gives you a little bit of a worry, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Tons of fun, actually. This is great. Version 9 autopilot, officially awesome. Oh my god, there's another biker behind me. Cool. I wish I was on my bike right now. I really do. But then again, I'm really enjoying this too. So today being a sunny day, today being a beautiful day again, like I said, we do have another YouTube channel. I do love riding bikes. Both my wife and I ride bikes, and just have a ton of fun. And so whenever I see a motorcycle, bike life. Basically, it's just something personal, so you guys get to know a little bit more about me. And definitely, it's a lot of fun to ride bikes and drive Teslas. So, I guess first world problems, right? Those are my big problems. I ride bikes and drive Teslas. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. Although I am over the speed limit in this area. So yeah, again, I don't know how to explain this to all of you. I really hope you guys are enjoying this video. I know it's a long video. For all of you guys who have watched it up to this point, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. At the same time, I am giving you guys something else to look at. I'm giving you guys a lot of great scenery, because honestly, going through these mountain passes, this is the Sea to Sky Highway, it is always visually stunning. It's gorgeous being up here, and it's one of the big reasons that I spend so much time on these roads, and just coming up here and really just enjoying this. And there he goes. Oh, he's going for a lean, and I'm restricted again to 70 kilometers an hour, but she'll pick up as soon as there she goes. Okay, we're allowed to go back to 90. So again, there are some issues. It's not perfect. It's not 100% perfect. One of the biggest things is definitely that you have certain areas where I wish you would read the actual posted signs rather than doing whatever it's doing, because I'm telling you guys, I don't think that the information that she's getting is from the posted speed limit. Rather, I think she's getting it from either Google or another source. If anybody knows, please let me know. I am very curious about that. I don't know. I wish that would change. I wish it would take into consideration the posted speed limits. The technology is there, and it's able to definitely read the signs. I just wanted to be able to use those signs, because some of those areas, as you guys can tell, if I'm using autopilot, I enter a 90 zone or I enter a 60 zone too fast. I would rather have the car, reading that and knowing that. However, with that said, I have to admit that ultimately that is my decision to leave autopilot to do that. Again, because for the sake of this video, I'm trying to not take over and not do that. Instead, I just want to let the car do its thing and give you guys an idea of what the car can do. In the real world, when I'm taking this road, I've never really taken it this long. Normally, there's parts of it where I just take over. But in the real world, I know what the posted speed limit is, so I follow that. I take autopilot off. I drive for that section. But again, because I've tested this area and I've tested these roads, I kind of have a pretty decent idea of what is going on. That was interesting, because she just went straight for crossing the line rather than following the road. I'm not sure why that is. That's the first time we've seen that, boys and girls. So, well, whatever it is, it just decided that it wants to be on the left lane rather than the right lane, which is bad for us, because the car behind me is technically going to have to pass me on. Yeah. She's going to do it? Yeah, she will. I took over there because the car behind me is coming up fast. So, yeah, basically these little things do... Again, I'm not quite sure why that happened. I kind of wish I would know what caused that. So the problem is that normally I would just take over, but for the sake of this video and for the experiment and testing it, we still don't want to be impeding other traffic, and that's, I think, one of the biggest things about doing what we're doing. You come out here on a slow day, or when there's no traffic, I don't think you get a real understanding of this. And I don't want people going out there the first day, they get the car, or the first week, and have zero experience and try these things, because you can get yourself in trouble if you don't know what you're doing or what the car is, what to expect from the car. Autopilot, by all means, is an amazing technology. I truly, absolutely enjoy doing what it's doing. I just think at the end of the day, it's something that has to be used, with your head. You do have to pay attention. And again, I've used autopilot for the last 6 months daily. Every day I use it. Every day I try and improve on it, understand it better, know the limitations. So out here where people are speeding, they're going above the speed limits, it becomes a tough scenario, because I'm not sure, if I low down, as you guys saw, and stick with the speed limit, people are gonna get upset. People get really, really antsy, and that's when you can get road rage coming out of it. You can get a lot of things. Oh, and that's gonna turn yellow, so I'm actually gonna take over. So we stop for the lights. There we go. This was we took over. There we go. We actually took over the autopilot. You know what? At the end of the day, I think this is also a really good place to end the video. Please leave me your comments. I want to hear everything about, everything that you guys have to say. I don't care what it is. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. Please subscribe if you think this is something that interests you, or this channel. Take a look at some of our other videos. Your subscriptions mean a lot to us because we're trying to get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible, mainly because as soon as we get to 100 subscribers, I can change the YouTube, officially change the YouTube name. So in other words, YouTube/Summon Tesla. And the second part to that is we are working on some graphics for Summon Tesla for the car, and unfortunately that has the new link, which we cannot throw on because we have not yet changed the name. With all that said, I really truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drive safe, have fun, and if you own a Tesla, enjoy the heck out of it. But remember, practice, know your vehicle's limitations. With that said, thank you very much for watching. As always, bye bye.